All right, Leslie with the Moxie Women's Foundation. Thank you everybody for coming tonight. This is the fourth or fifth, I'm not sure, virtual meeting of the Moxie Women's Foundation. Thank you everybody for taking the time to come out or stay in rather, and meet with us. Today we are joined by Scott, Vice President, myself, President. I've got Katie, Director of Fundraising, Joshua, Secretary. Amy is our brand new Director of Resources. Thank you for joining us and congratulations, Amy. And then we have Melissa. I've asked her to join us today because we're going to speak with her about doing a self-defense class in February. So I kind of wanted some more input on availability and when people wanted to see that happen. And then we have Olivia, the secretary. Thanks everybody for taking the time. So just a couple of things that I want to run through. Very, very happy to say that we have two new directors. With us today is Amy, our Director of Resources, and we also have been joined by Dr. Sarah Avery, who couldn't join us tonight because she had a client. She is our new Director of Grants. We almost have a full board. We only have two positions that are left open. One of which we do have an applicant for. We're going to meet with her later on, I want to say next week, and see if it's a good fit for everybody there. And then that will only leave one vacancy, which it would be really amazing to see this board finally have all of our seats full, and I think we can accomplish a great deal of stuff. We're already working towards getting some funding so we can make some new things happen. We've been doing a really great job of being able to have funding come in for the annual or the micro grants and the annual grants, but now it's time to up the ante a little bit and make sure that we have some great events going on. One of the things that we're working on right now is the recognition dinner. We're trying to have that go off in March. We will be issuing our Q1 micro grant, which we have a focus on artisans in March. That application process, we're accepting applications January through February. We're also accepting annual grant applications January through February of this year. Both of those will be issued in March. And when we have that recognition dinner, we're going to call back all of the quarterly application recipients from 2021 and give them a little, a little pomp and celebration, because we weren't able to do that last year, which was like 3 days ago. So again, we're accepting applications for the Q1 and the annual grant January through February. And we also, if you didn't know, we dropped the age from 25 down to 21. So you are eligible, women in the capital region between the ages of 21 and 65 are eligible to apply for the annual or the micro grants. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're working on the recognition dinner. Scott and I have been talking about it a little bit, and I was trying to figure out, I'm looking at a couple of different places for it. The Hideaway right here in Stillwater is pretty easy. I'm there probably once a week anyway. They have a nice little banquet area, and I've been communicating with them just a little bit, but before I can really proceed with them, we have to kind of get a date set. So Scott and I were kind of thinking that a Friday evening might be best, and I'm going to shoot for like the end of March. That way it gives us the most amount of time. Does anybody have any input on like day of the week? Or do you think just a Friday night is probably good? Like 6 to 9?
I think a Friday or Saturday for sure. I don't know if they charge more for Saturday though.
No, they don't. Not at that particular place. We were kind of thinking that we might have a better turnout on a Friday evening if we had people like coming out of work and going right to something, as opposed to trying to get out the door on a Saturday. Was kind of our thought process. But I don't know, because I don't have anything to pull from, It's not like I can look at last year's numbers and see what happened.
Right. I think a Friday night would be fine. What time were you thinking? You said 6 to 9?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'll give everybody plenty of time to get done with works casual. You know, I don't want anybody to feel like they have to go home and change and do all of that, but, you know, I'm gonna talk to them about, see what the options are, whether we can give people a choice of entree and do like a chicken, a beef, and a veggie option. You know, and then we'll bring the first 4 quarterly recipients up, we'll bring the annual grant recipient up, and, you know, if we can have maybe one other person that, you know, like a motivational speaker or something, you know, I want it to be fun, I want it to be, but it also has to, you know, tie in with the whole ambition aspect of it. So, you know, we'll probably gather items for a raffle and do a 50-50 and all of that, but that's kind of where I'm going with it. And, you know, our board meetings, we're gonna really hone in on this, but I can't wait until, you know, I can't wait 3 more weeks to really start getting the pieces rolling. That's weird. You know, I can't wait a few more weeks because somebody's calling Moxie and I'm not answering. You know, if we're trying to plan this in March, I think we've really got to get some pieces rolling, and also we might have some funding coming in from somewhere. If we can get as much information out to them as quickly as possible, we could probably get some funding help for this, because I don't really think that it's going to be a big enough event where we can charge like table fees and ticket prices. We might be able to get, you know, like some businesses to sponsor a table, but I don't really want to, with our small membership, I don't really want to say, here's a recognition dinner, now give us $50 to enter. If we can get somebody to sponsor this event, I'd rather see it go down that way. You know, and then when we can get a little bit bigger and have like a real gala with dancing and all of that, then we can start talking about charging per table or, you know, per person. So that's where I'm at with this, is it just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks at this point. You know, but we're also thinking, you know, I did the math, and if we had every member and every grant recipient actually come with a +1, that's about 40 people. So we thought we'd open it up to about 50 people. That way it gives us the opportunity to try to bring some new people in, and it won't be overwhelming. But it also shouldn't be underwhelming either, because that would almost be worse than overwhelming. Does it sound like I'm on the right track? Anybody have feedback?
I think it's a good start.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it is. I'm trying to get as much together as quickly as possible in the event that we can possibly get some funding for this. So that's where that's at. So then we have, quickly, Katie, do we want to scratch the whole idea of doing a thing in January with you and your coworkers?
I mean, we're available whenever you want. I just didn't know how soon, like how much lead time you need to set something up.
I mean, we're typically doing, you know, I wanted to try to do something one workshop per month. So, you know, we could do something on the 22nd or the 29th.
Okay.
If you're available for it, I'm down for pushing it and doing it. There's no reason that I can't.
I talked with Patty today. She's I've sort of assigned outreach to her, so her and I can do either one of those days.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm just kind of like, it's getting a little late. If we can make it happen, it's wonderful. If not, no big deal. Because also with everything that's happening with COVID, I'm like, I don't even know what to do.
Yeah, it's getting rough again.
Yeah, so that was just the only reason that I was just kind of like, I don't really know how much to push about getting a bunch of people in this small space. I had a group coming in for like a field trip, and I canceled. I'm like, let's wait.
Yeah.
It's small. So.
I mean, it could maybe be one of those things where we set up like a virtual workshop if you want.
Yeah, I can definitely do that. So, you and I can talk, text, Trello, whatever you prefer outside of this, and try to either shoot for the 22nd or the 29th.
Okay. Well, it's fresh on my brain. I just pulled up our website. And the quarterly grants, that page, the date for Q1 has to be fixed.
Oh, does it? I thought I did that.
Yeah, it says February 28th, 2020.
Oh.
I just happened to pull it up because I was like, oh, what order are these going in this year? And then I was...
Yeah, that was a typo. I was going to say, I was just on there not too long ago and I redid everything, but I will have to take a look at that. I won't do it right this second, but I'll make myself a note in my Trello that I love so much.
Yeah.
All right, so let's flip over to Melissa. How are you tonight, Melissa?
Feeling a little stir crazy being trapped in my apartment, but
How much longer do you have on your sentence?
Thursday evening is it? Friday morning. It's the 5-day.
You have to be 72 hours symptom free before you can break quarantine.
Okay. Well, I've been symptom free since day one.
No fever, no headaches, no sniffles, no nothing.
Nothing.
You can punch people in the mouth for a living.
Yeah.
So Melissa is training for the Olympics in judo, and she and I spoke several months ago. She works for Scott at Coffee Traders about the whole women's sexual harassment training, and she mentioned that she used to do some self-defense classes. So I asked her if she would be willing to do one for the Moxie Women's Foundation. I know that, between Coffee Traders and your judo training, you're pretty busy, but is there a Saturday in February that, not the 5th?
Okay. Not the 5th.
Maybe the 19th? Would you be available on the 19th to do a training? Like a
Potentially.
Okay.
I'm still waiting to hear if I'm going to be competing in Israel for a tournament.
Ooh.
Yes. February's a bit crazy for me.
Okay.
Because I might be doing 3 back-to-back tournaments if I get picked for them.
Would March be easier? Because that's not a problem for us.
I'm pulling up my tournament schedule right now.
Make sure you put those requests off, man.
Yes. Yes, I will.
Yes, boss.
So the second weekend of March
Mm-hmm.
is that the 12th and 13th?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a tournament in Africa, but I don't really want to go to Africa.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think I'll be doing that weekend should be free for me as of right now.
The 12th? Okay, so why don't we pencil you in for that? So typically what I do is I do them on site and then I live stream them. I do invite some people, so we can maybe get a couple of people to be here. I don't know what you like to have for like active participation.
Well, I mean, all the classes I've led were obviously before COVID.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how comfortable people will be in March with, because self-defense, you're going to have to be closer than 6 feet to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can wear masks.
I will, what is that? Volunteers tribute, like.
Yes, please, thank you.
So, I mean, if you only need like a dummy, I'll be your dummy.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice when everyone is able to practice on an actual person and have someone actually pretend to punch them instead of just talking about it and reading a PowerPoint.
Okay, so what we'll do is, you know, when we get closer to March and we're talking to people, you know, we can try to encourage people to bring somebody with them that they're comfortable getting in proximity. I mean, I don't have a ton of space here, but I could probably get you and maybe 3 to 4 pairs. But even at that, like that's like aiming high for what our actual participation has been. So, you know, if we got a few people, because you know the aim is to have something where, you know, you're going to teach people something that is valuable and that they need, but also that information needs to come through in a way that it can be on the website and available long term, and you don't necessarily have to be right there to get good information out of it. So
Right.
is there a way to do that, do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, if people are on Zoom, if they have a friend, they can follow along with what I'm demonstrating. And I mean, I have just a few like really easy tips and tricks for people to remember.
And
that
again,
they
we're gonna
don't really get
live
a person-
stream the video, and then that video
Yeah.
will be forever there, so.
And we'll stuff you can put on the website of like carry your keys in between your knuckles.
Yep.
You know, I don't really have to demonstrate. They don't have to be there in person to learn about that, those kinds of things.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think that's great. So if you know, I've got you on the calendar for Saturday, March 12th. Is 10 a.m. okay?
If we could push it, could I push it back a little bit? Were you thinking like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, 90 minutes?
Well, you tell me. I mean, I think anywhere from, you know, 30 to 45 minutes is good. I think beyond that, you start to kind of lose people, especially when you're looking at video format and not necessarily live.
I've done all different time frames, so if we could push it back just a little bit earlier, or we could do it in the afternoon. Because I do have practice myself from 11 to 1
Okay.
on Saturday. So,
Let's
if
try
you
the
wanna do like
afternoon
a-
then.
yeah. Would at 2 o'clock?
2 o'clock?
Be okay?
Sure.
All right, let me put that on the calendar as well.
Because we've been doing everything at Saturday at 10 and the participation has not been fabulous. So maybe if we push something back later in the afternoon, we'll even see that our participation is up. And again,
Right.
you know, our live participation has not been great. So, you know, as much as I'd love to say I'm going to fill this house for you, the chances are we're really going for video content at that point. And for the board, if you guys don't remember, Melissa applied for the Q4 micro grant for the artisan. Oh, did we lose her? Oh no, she is. She just moved. And actually, we voted to give that grant to her.
Oh,
So
thank you.
surprise!
Thank you so much. Surprise.
So maybe that'll
That's
help with
amazing.
your trip to Israel.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So yeah, this was just my kind of sneaky way.
No, thank you. I mean, my coach does have a big dojo, so if there is a lot of interest for in-person, I could talk to him about using the space,
Okay.
if that's, but most people just wanna stay at home. Like I said, I would just need you, if you wanna volunteer as tribute, as my test dummies, and people can follow along, so.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to live stream it at that point unless my tech
Oh.
wizard. But that's
Yes.
okay because we could still record it and upload it to YouTube and upload it to the website. So, you know, whatever makes more sense. As we get closer, you know, we'll put more feelers out there and find out what, you know, what's going to make the most sense. So, I mean, where's the dojo? It's near Albany, right?
It's in Glenville.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, Scotia Glenville area. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, you know, we have a little bit more time if we're not going to do it until March, and we'll figure out what makes the most sense and go from there.
Perfect.
And I will probably have Scott bring you a check to work when you're out of quarantine.
Bonus.
Yeah.
If you guys are gonna do the that athlete or the recipient awards, could it be on a Saturday night instead?
Oh, you've
Where's-
got stuff Friday night?
But I practice every night or every weekday night from 6:30 to 8:30.
Okay.
Oh.
We can definitely take that into consideration for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously don't put it around my schedule, but
Yeah, because like I said, I mean, we were looking at a Friday or a Saturday. I mean, I'm really just trying to figure out when I can get the most people involved. So, you know, if the feedback is that a Saturday night's going to be better than a Friday night, then that's what we do. Because it's not about me. It's just about trying to figure out what works for everybody, you know. So that would probably, so we're looking at the 25th or the 26th. Does anybody else have any objections to any objections to a Saturday night?
No.
No?
where's here? What month is that?
March.
Liv, Josh,
What?
did you hear that or no?
Something Saturday. I'm dealing with attendance. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Are you opposed to having the dinner banquet on a Friday or Saturday? Does it matter what day? It's going to be in March.
In March, what time? Later in the afternoon.
Yeah, 6 to 8.
So 5 or 6, or Friday or Saturday, it doesn't matter for me.
Liv, Olivia,
Yes,
did you hear that?
barely hear. Hold on. Yeah.
Does it matter to you? Does it matter to you on a Friday or Saturday if we have the
What about
banquet?
Friday or Saturday? Sorry.
Banquet in March.
March. Friday. It doesn't matter.
Okay, that's it. That's all I
Well,
needed.
for us, it would probably be easier because we wouldn't be getting back with her until.
Yeah, so Saturday is probably like the time that makes the most sense, I would think.
Does that work for you, Katie and Amy? Okay, so we'll plan for March the 26th.
Perfect. It's in my calendar.
I will see if the Hideaway is available, and we'll continue working with them. If not, then I'll move on to a different location. But they've just been who I've been in contact with so far, because I pretty much feel like right now our membership is kind of centrally located around the Saratoga area, just because that's where our reach is. It doesn't go too much beyond that. So, all right, that's what I got. Anybody else got anything? We have our board meeting on the 21st, Friday night, 6 p.m. Third Friday of the month.
Wait, that one, I will be in Mexico.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to just come with you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Good for
I was
you.
thinking fourth Saturday and I was like, oh, that shouldn't be a problem at all, but yeah, I'll totally be away.
Good for you.
Mm-mm.
All right, well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah,
You're gonna come in tomorrow, so no big deal. And congratulations, Melissa. Otherwise,
Yeah. Is there a way I can like do a like pub on my Instagram or something like as a thank you for giving me this grant, or should I wait till March at the banquet?
is there what?
That I can like publicize like thank
Oh,
you
yeah,
to Moxie
absolutely.
Women's for this.
Absolutely.
Okay, I didn't know if I should wait till March for the actual banquet.
No,
or-
no, no. We're so I'd like, and that's a question that I have for you. Is it okay if I pull some content, like a photo of you from your Instagram, so that we can announce that
Oh,
you
yeah.
received that? You know, because the only reason that I haven't done so thus far is, you know, because we wanted to tell you first, and it just took us a little while to get around to it with the holidays and everything.
That's okay.
So yeah, absolutely. You can do whatever you like, and we'll have a social media post going out shortly. So
Okay. Once you post that, I'll share it like crazy and
awesome.
help spread the word about Moxie.
Well, wonderful. And again, you know, we are accepting applications for the annual grant, and there is no focus on the annual grant, and there is no reason that you can't continue to apply. You know, I think that what you're doing is amazing. I really hope that you know, go gold, man. Like,
Me too. Yeah, I just gotta get out of quarantine first.
yeah. I mean, I think everybody in every sport and everything around the globe right now is challenged with that. So it is what it is, but you know, this too shall pass, I guess, eventually. That's what they keep telling us. Wear your mask, get your shot. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody has any answers. I certainly don't. But you know, I wish you well, and I know that, you know, $1,000 isn't going to, you know, get you where you need to go. I hope it helps, and continue to apply.
Oh, it could cover like a 3-week flight, multi-city flight, or a couple nights, or a week in a hotel that I have to be trapped in. So I really appreciate it. Every little bit helps me, honestly.
Yeah, keep applying. You know, the quarter 4 is always going to be athlete and competitor. We have the annual grant. We have $5,000 available for that. So just keep applying, because you never know.
I will apply every year for the next 8 years.
There you go. And we're gonna follow along and see how far we can watch you go. So
Awesome.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anybody? Happy New Year, everybody. That I
Happy
haven't
New Year.
seen since before the new year. 2022's.
It's already started horribly. Cheers.
I was gonna say, off to a great start.
Yeah.
Having
I
a
mean-
blast.
All of us on this screen right now are currently healthy, I believe. So we've got that going for us.
I mean,
You what? You're not feeling well?
I've been around like 4 or 5 people at this point, so I don't know how I'm feeling.
That's anxiety, babe.
Yeah, that one I'm used to.
Yeah.
That's all right. Josh, if something bad happens, I get your TV, right?
Which one, the big or the small one? You can have the one in my room.
Whatever the biggest one is. I need it in my new man cave.
Sure. You may have to fight Logan for that one, though.
He's tiny. Oh, actually, he's not tiny anymore. Shit.
The TV. If I die.
I don't know. We might have Melissa on our side, though. Do you ever do any tournaments locally? Or are they all?
Yeah, they had a couple. I went to a tournament in November. There was it was a little bit closer to the city. I went to one in New Jersey. They usually have one. I mean, after COVID, it kind of changed around, but there were a couple in New Jersey. They usually have one in Connecticut, and then or we'll drive to Boston, and so there's usually a fair amount. And then we do little in-house tournaments at the dojo. So
Josh and I did Tang Sudo for a little while.
I don't know what is that.
Was it Korean?
I'm
pretty sure
Google. I
I'm
don't
pretty
know.
sure it's a Korean, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, it is a Korean martial arts.
Yeah. It was interesting. I did it for a very short time. I got my yellow belt.
I think everyone should try some form of martial arts at some point.
It was fantastic. I actually really, really, really loved it. I just didn't actually like sparring because I never went so far as a tournament. So I was just like, they wanted me to hit my friends and I didn't want to hit my friends. So I didn't, yeah, that was the only part.
You
I
get
didn't
used to
like.
it.
I'm sure. Scott's like, what do you mean? You want to punch me in the face daily.
I almost think that's a couples therapy class we should try.
Tang Sudo or martial arts.
Well, no, after you took me down at the lake, I feel like I need revenge.
Okay.
That sounds healthy and not toxic at all.
There might have been some beers involved. I used to, when I was doing my boot camps and I was strong.
My butt. Yeah. She did, Fiona. Thank you.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else. Does anybody else have anything? No? All right. Well, thanks to everybody for taking the time out tonight. I really appreciate it. Sorry about the mix-up with the Zoom link and my dumbness last night of just completely not realizing what day it was and deciding that dinner seemed like a good idea at the time. And I'll
Good.
see y'all soon.
Motion to close.
Some of us
Thank
sooner
you.
than others.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Have a good night.
You too.
Good
Bye.
night, everyone. Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
And now that everyone's gone, I just want to smash my head into a wall.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh,
wait.
wait. Let me stop streaming.
Oh, yeah.